thank you. It's wonderful to be here. It's always wonderful to be at the Inner Spiritual Center and with such a marvelous community. It truly is. So as Sharon and I were talking this morning, and she just asked me if I was ready, and that, I don't know, something about how I looked, and I maybe I think you might have said that I looked like I was contemplating something. And I said, I'm getting some confusing images in my head, but I think, that's my current exercise with spirit and trust, and we'll see how it all plays out. But so clearly I knew I was going to talk here. I have been connecting with spirit on it, but what came to me was first initially, and I hope you'll bear with me as I work this through, I kept seeing images of salmon. I kept seeing images of salmon fighting upstream in this spawning kind of cycle. And I thought, well, is this a memory being triggered? I used to live in upstate New York where salmon fishing is very popular and annoying too as the crowds come out. But I kept being drawn to this image that wasn't so much the fight, but the joy of these beings listening to the call within them to do something precise, individually as a group, to live into their purpose, to make way for the next generation, to make way for the rhythms of nature, that they, in their very being, the essence of their self, they have a purpose, they have a direction, they have a limited physical life. And in that dance, in that journey upstream, not even down with the flow, but upstream, they live into that joy and purpose. What a wonderful image for all of us. For we are connected, as we know. And what I love about the song God is Watching Us is because if we are connected with God, if we are one, which we know as spiritualists we are, then we are watching ourselves, are we not? We are enacting that free will, while we know that spirit is there, also connected to watch and support us. It is not separate. We are not that separate from the salmon. So where do we find our own purpose? It is not so single-minded. It is not so automatic as an animal lives out. That free will can get us into so much opportunity and of course so much trouble as we try to live into our purpose. And so the other image that I'd like to offer you is that of a compass whose magnetic energy is always drawn to the north, to enable us in the woods and traveling to find our way. But my friends, do we not have a compass within us, that connection to that source from which we all came and will return, all simultaneously? Do we not have a compass to guide us? Yes, absolutely. But with our free will, we must remember to pay attention to it. We must figure out in our human lives how to message it, how to notice it, and do not some live in total numbness. So sad and yet so true. But you are here today because you know something that others do not yet. You know that there is something larger than this human existence. And so I know because you are here, you have had some of those experiences where you had a glimmer of feeling that directional pull to something that you knew would serve you, that you knew would give clarity to your direction. Sometimes there were no words that you could find to describe why you were headed in another direction. You simply knew that you must, no matter how many other people may have tried to argue you out of it. Felt that moment of clarity. How wonderful that that exists in us. And what is it? But what we call that divine spark. That divine spark of God that rests inside each one of us, that is the connection to the spiritual realm, which is the connection that stands between spirit and earth, which allows us to serve as a gateway when we choose. for there is always choice. So what are we doing with our choices? We do not come with a set of instructions. Don't we wish that we did? And I would argue, my friends, that the instructions are inside of us already, in our very selves, in our structure of our being, in the memories that came with us, that perhaps slowly wafted away if we let them. But something inside us remains that we can access at any time if we put our attention on it, our intention to remember, our intention to progress and grow and learn and make this human physical life all that it can be, always worthwhile, for all teaches us something. But how much can it progress us? Let us head in that direction that our internal compass offers us to have the fullness of our potential. Why else are we offered this journey? Why else did we choose where we are? If you have one moment that you can think of when that feel that I have described has taken you, it can happen again. Perhaps you've had many of those moments and it's become almost part of your reflex. But are you thinking about it more in consciousness, more in your conscious awareness of how to actively work with it? Because when we embrace it as a way of life, more than simply an accident, and I'm so glad that I had that message that landed me where I wanted to be, and yet it's not a coincidence. You always have that power to pause, to feel into your internal compass, your internal directional alignment, vibrational alignment with the source, with the divinity. And if you do that, my friends, would you not more often end up where it is best for you to be? With less internal argument, with less anger, with less to forgive, perhaps. It involves not just feeling into the direction, knowing those signs, but then the letting go of other things. Not so easy for us as humans to do, and yes, essential. So I hope in my words you are feeling that vibrational dance of energy, because we are always in motion. We always have choice. We always have that opportunity to say yes to what is being offered to us, to say no to other things. It is what as spiritualists we learn, how we expand with the power of spirit, and yet living in the world we then contract. How not to stay in the contraction. I must be in that ebb and flow in order to survive. And yet, always progressing. If I am listening, if we all are listening, the contraction impacts us less. So what happens, my friends, when we embrace that dance, embrace that opportunity to feel the rhythms of nature as our beloved salmon do? And I understand you may never have thought about salmon this way, perhaps not as beautiful as a bird in flight. I offer to you in terms of the energy that it takes. Yes, the geese go south. Yes, they too have that purpose. But feel that energy, for that is the energy that as humans we must muster to not get stuck in what the earth offers, in what the earth in its density would call us to remain. So much opportunity here, yes, to learn and grow, but the call is to how we return to spirit, what we have learned. And so that's the power of the compass. What compass is yours? Where do you feel it? Where are you aware of it? Activating in your body when something is confronting you. Pay attention to that the next time it happens. And after that, can call it up more easily. You can sit and wait for that feeling in the quiet. For there is always something and someone yearning to encourage you on, yearning for your success in the progression of your soul. How exciting is that? As spiritualists, we often say we know we are not alone, but feel into the vastness of that. The promise, the opportunity. It is not simply that our individual loved ones are with us. Yes, they are, and we are so grateful for that always. But it is also the all of the spirit people who are there, who wish to support us, who wish to welcome us into this discussion. For the realms are not separate to you. The map, the compass is already inside you. No predestiny, simply opportunity. Opportunity to know an extraordinary love. Know that in that love, we have an opportunity to live into an extraordinary purpose. Isn't that an exciting way to approach our lives? That may be hard to do in the everyday as we navigate our challenges. But I challenge you, my friends, to work on embracing that, embracing your own journey, recognizing every day more clearly your compass that will take you into those directions best suited for you, your clarity, your journey, your purpose, which leads us all to extraordinary love, extraordinary healing, and bringing more of heaven down into earth. God bless you.